Well, good morning from beautiful Madrid. Today we're going to be shooting around the old city and maybe eventually head up towards central near Seoul, the more modern area. Or not, I could get completely lost, who knows. Just love the shapes that this harsh light's creating, this dramatic contrast here. Looking out with that person standing there. I am a little under the weather, unfortunately. This whole trip has kind of been memorable in the fact that I've been sick the entire time. But it's been more of like a cold. So I'd rather have a cold than a stomach virus, that's for sure. So it's manageable. But luckily, the light is really, really good today. Actually, I'm gonna flip around here and show you the scene. So this is the old city, and I love the colors in this neighborhood. So today I'll be shooting with the Lumix S5 Mark II and the Lumix S50mm f1.8 lens. While the majority of this video is going to be a street POV from Madrid, I do want to highlight the 50mm focal length in this video because, in my opinion, it's one of the best focal lengths out there, and it might be my favorite. It's a focal length that I recommend to anyone, especially beginner street photographers, but also experienced photographers as well because it is so versatile. It's sort of right there in the middle of focal lengths where it isn't exactly a wide, nor is it really that much of a telephoto either, and so there's a lot of versatility in what you can capture because of that. So that, in a way, makes it such a great focal length for someone who's just starting out street photography to kind of figure out if they need to go wider or if they need something longer, something tighter for what they want to create. Or maybe what you really need to ask yourself is, maybe 50 is just where I want to be, because it is a really good focal length to shoot with, especially for street photography. So to really give you a sense of what 50 is like, I'm not going to crop any of these photos. It's all going to just be straight out of the camera. There's a guy in this window behind me. He was looking right at me. I think I missed the photo. I don't want him to yell at me, but I would have taken that photo, but passed on it. $50mm is really great because it gives you a lot of versatility in what you can photograph. Just like right there, I was photographing something that was more abstract, something more around my kind of shooting. But you can also really document the environment and people in that environment, much like you kind of could with a 35 or 28. Definitely a different perspective, but you can still shoot. It's not too tight where you can't photograph people. Like, say, if you're using an 85, you have to shoot in a very different way. Versus 50, you can still have some, you can still be a little close to people and still get a good composition. Right now, I'm looking at this scene. I'm like in this patch of light here with the colors and the clothes just hanging here. There's a person coming up, but I think I'm just gonna photograph it as it is. It's a sunny day, so there's just a lot of people drying their clothes on their balconies. I think it always makes an interesting subject. That is not clothes, or it's someone's very large bed sheet. No, that is just a giant blue tarp. There are some textures here. I don't know what it is about this stuff, but it just catches my eye every time. And I will take a photo of it anytime that I can.
Just love the blue here. It's creating this really interesting composition with the shapes. We have a much interesting person coming through. Don't know if I got it. Find out. Oh, I kind of got it. In this situation, I probably would crop in. Just because I am showing you the 50mm without cropping doesn't mean that I'm not going to crop. I think it's perfectly fine to crop if you feel like it's going to make the photograph better. Don't listen to anyone that tells you otherwise, that you can't crop, because it's your photograph, it's your vision. Do whatever you want to do. Alright, we're definitely getting into an area that's a lot busier, a lot more commercialized. Can I cross here? Okay. I don't want to get hit. It's definitely not a crosswalk. I don't know how illegal jaywalking is in this country, but I'm gonna walk anyway. I feel like I get a lot more looks from people shooting in this city more than any other city that I've photographed in. Not sure what it is. It's probably the DJI Osmo that I'm holding in my hand. That's probably it. See a mirror here. Seems like there's a bit of a street market going on here. There's one thing Madrid loves, it's street markets. I think for anyone who's shooting with a 50mm lens when you're just starting out, definitely listen to if you need to go wider or if you need to go tighter, because when you're just starting out photography, it's really important to listen to. You know, you might think you're messing up, but in reality, that's just how you see, so you should listen to that. It's a really cool composition here that I'm seeing. There's this reflection in this pattern. The building's behind. I'm gonna bring my aperture up actually. It's like f9, just so I get more of the details in this wall. I think that's a keeper. I really like that. Oh, I almost got a bird in there. I don't know, I think that might be my favorite photo I took today. Kind of feels like a framed painting. There's so many plazas in this city. There's a cool reflection right here. You have the patterns of the building across, a lot of colors, a lot of people, and the light is just hitting perfectly. When I first started street photography, I actually shot mostly with a kit zoom lens, and I kind of wish I didn't. Even though it's such a great value for the money lens to have when you're first starting out, I kind of wish I didn't have so much flexibility in the kind of compositions I could create, because in a way my photos ended up looking like they were taken by several different people. I don't know if that makes sense to anyone, but going from wide angle zooms to telephoto zooms, you approach photography so differently when you do that, and your photos can look entirely different with just a totally different feel. Obviously these are things that no beginner should really have to worry about, but I do wish I started off with like a 50. Shout out to that giant baby. Okay, we're slowly heading to Seoul. This is kind of like the central part of Madrid. And we'll see how the light is, and I think we might just end here. Or I don't know, we'll see. So this will be like the 4th straight video I've made with this type of video format, because it's quite difficult doing this right now, talking to the camera with 100 people around me. but I feel like I'm getting a bit more comfortable. But how is it as a viewer? Like, you know, I still love creating that type of cinematic content, but this is also really interesting to do as well because it gives a more raw, unpolished approach to video content on YouTube. I personally think it suits travel content a lot better, especially like these POVs where I can kind of just talk to you guys like you're out here with me. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys think, and please leave some feedback for me. What can I improve? How does the audio sound? All that. All right, so this is the main center, I guess, Seoul. So a little bit from here, one of my last videos. I kind of find this area to be a little bit of a struggle to shoot in because there's just so much people here. It's also high noon, so we're just getting really harsh light. I feel like if I wanted to shoot here, I'd have to wait till it's like sunset or something. Okay, I see a dog wearing sunglasses. I'm gonna take a photo of it. All right, that was worth it. If there was one photograph I took from this entire area, that's the one.